This in Westside Scamandal Volume 6.
What do you mean 404 file not found?
2 new leaked audios.
Did you say 404 file not found?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, welcome.
I was doing my own thing. I was watching the video, leaked video.
There is no leaked video.
That you know of.
Okay.
I got insiders.
Listen, we came together tonight to do the episode per usual, and then we got a hot tip
Yeah.
from Reddit. And I'll ask her if she wants me to even keep saying this because she's gonna be like, keep my name out of this. But our good friend sent us the Reddit 2 leaked audios an hour before we started doing tonight. So I'm feeling a little Rachel Maddow right now where I've had to throw the whole show out.
I love Rachel.
Remember when she used to say that? I haven't seen her in a million years, but like I used to watch
stopped
her
watching
religious.
I was on a mainline IV of MSNBC, but I stopped watching because it caused an eye twitchy.
Yeah.
It's too much for my sensitive little soul.
Yeah, she was my best good friend.
She still is.
It's like one of those ones you don't talk to forever, but know that you're still best friends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
Listen, we're not posting it because we have a great relationship with NBC. They're so good to us, and we're not posting anything. But it is now out there. Like when we saw it earlier, there was 15 views on it when I got it earlier, and now it's exploded. Yeah. So I feel like now we're just talking about what's out there, but we're still not going to play anything.
No. But we're going to talk about it. So if it's taken down, you can.
Yeah.
Is that illegal?
It can't be. It's
call legal. Somebody call legal.
Minnie?
I was just going to chat GPT.
I'm just going to kind of try to figure out how to just give you the gist of of what happened.
Oh, wait, before you get into the gist, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. So nice of you. There's a new nickname out for West that I really love, and it's trumped Midwest. It's West TD. And I just think that
This is Courtney for you. That was one of the first ones. I tried to fit it into Westside Scamandal, but it was like West TD Scamandal. Like it wasn't rolling off the tongue very well.
I didn't know that. I saw it on Watch What Happens Live. There was this really great British woman, and she was talking to Andy, and she said, that's what we're saying now. And I thought it was recent. Is that an old video?
No, I mean, she probably all I know is that it was one of the, I tried to fit it into our thing. And how many volumes?
Told me.
We've done 5 volumes of this now.
It is volume 6.
Yeah, volume 6.
Okay.
We're basically a news channel now.
Yeah, now we're basically a news channel.
In our true E-Hollywood story, it will be, they started as a reality cover channel.
Yeah.
Recap channel.
It's mostly going to be misinformation, just so you know.
Because by the way, so we are a news channel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, literally. We just have to have the news in air quotes.
Yeah, why? They don't. It's fine.
It's allegedly.
No one told me about West TD, so I personally am just moving forward. It's the best one ever. And I feel like I thought we were real friends. Someone's knocking at the door. I hope we don't die. We have cameras rolling if they want to stick them up.
What were we talking about?
Oh, so I was saying, I really do think that is the best name for him, and I will only be referring to him as West TD moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Until otherwise notified by the authorities. And now we can get into the leaked audio, because that's really, I feel like that's our only real
Yeah, I had
news,
some
right?
other random stuff, but it was just to put together something for 30 minutes.
But I really don't, there was no other headlines, really. We've been covering it for so long that I think my brain is just in a blender with it.
There's nothing new since the baseball game and the drinks and the leaked audio, which I think they found out was somebody in production.
Which is cray.
Yeah, that's.
Guess you never want a job in production anymore.
Yeah, that's a tough ask.
So I have questions about that. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about anything, but the fact that there has been 3 files to come out now, the fact that this is, it's someone in production. Well, I'm curious, what do you have to gain by being someone that works there? You can't do anything with it because you're going to get fired if you can't monetize it. You can't, not only can you're going to lose money, you're going to get sued, you're going to get fired, you'll never work there again and all the things. We're getting a snippet from Andy every day. oh, we found out who it was. It's actually someone in production. And then today it was the way that we found the person in production was from a Bravo fan tip. A Bravo fan wrote in or called you or you know them. The rumor is that it's Jennifer Lawrence. But Cooke didn't post that because she's like, I don't know if I buy that.
Jennifer Lawrence, the movie star?
Yeah, but she's a big Bravo fan. She's always on Watch What Happens. Like she is I wasn't shocked that would be the person. It would be like a dozen people that are kind of regulars on Watch What Happens.
John Hamm loves exactly. The show.
Yeah. And so I don't know if that's true or not, but like, so he said that today, kind of teased that, but he won't say who. And then the person asked him, so wait, was that person that you found responsible for one or all of them? And he's like, we'll get to that. And so like, it just wasn't, it's starting to feel really scammy. It's starting to feel really planted and planned and like, and I'm not just saying it like, oh, I think it's PR for In the City. Sure. I definitely think at this point that it is PR for something, but I think that's like the least of it. It almost seems to me like there's got to be a motive behind it. Like, what are you trying to get out of this? And I'm talking about specifics. Like, do you want Amanda gone? Do you want to fire her? Because if you keep leaking this stuff, I've heard Amanda on 3 things now. Amanda, you're a like you are the twat of all twats.
I never need to watch her.
Yeah.
At least for a very long time. I'm good. I'm at capacity with hearing her defend her bad actions. And it's real deplorable behavior.
It's weird that it made me look at the way that Raquel Leviss handled it. And like, I don't like, listen, Raquel's a big ding dong herself. So I don't even know if I don't know if how she handled it was even like a plan, like a strategy, but like she just sat there and she just took it. And like, I look back at that and there are moments when I think about things that Ariana said to her, and I love Ariana and Ariana was justified in everything, but like, we didn't need to hear all that, man. Like there was some really like
way harsh, Ty.
Like, I mean, I was surprised that Rachel, whatever, didn't literally walk in front of a bus after that, you know, like it was really, really, really gnarly.
Yeah.
And that's not really like, if that now happened to Amanda, I'd be like, yeah, get her, because Amanda's being so defiant. She's being so combative and like, can't believe, like, well, can you just let me talk? Are you just going to listen to me? And, you know, in one of these things, Ciara says like, well, you're not very credible. Well, then why am I even here? Like, you're here to pay for your sins, lady. Yeah. Like, that's what you're here for. But like, it's just been a weird thing to watch the way that these two people have handled it. And I keep hearing that Wes is coming out really combative and really like is bringing the heat and doesn't want to cop to anything.
West TD's bringing the weenie.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's saying much of anything.
That we've heard.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm so glad, and not because I don't want Amanda to have someone there speaking for her, because I think everyone deserves a person to speak. You got her into this mess, motherfucker. Like, if anyone's going to speak for her, I think it would be him. But the reason I'm glad that he's not, or from what at least the 3 things we've seen so far, I'm glad that he's not, because he never did for Ciara. Like he never, like I would, I don't want the day that Wes finally finds his voice and grabs his balls finally. I'm glad that it's the first girl he ever did it for isn't someone that's not Ciara. You know?
1,000%.
Yeah.
If he did it for Amanda, I'd be like, well, this even more.
But has he not been doing it all season on Summer House?
What do you mean?
Like coming to her aid and her defense and
yes, definitely, which is weird. But I really am talking about like in this specific thing that they're in, and I guess maybe I'm probably just relating it to a reunion in general, like because the last time that he was kind of in the hot seat, like he just sat there and said "dick all" the whole time and was like just like made weird grunts.
He was comatose the entire time. He was like, I don't. It's interesting because you got to look at the psychology behind all of this, right?
Yeah.
It is wild for a dude who last episode said, I don't like when it's awkward. I don't want to get involved in the confrontation in other people's relationships. Like he even said that I think like 2 episodes ago when it was the whole fuck you eyes with Amanda and Kyle and all that stuff. It's like, for someone who doesn't want to be in the middle of confrontation, for someone who doesn't like the awkwardness of I'm shunning you because you did something bad, you sure as shit seem to find yourself in the hot seat a lot.
Yeah.
You find your way to the center of drama in a way that is like a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah.
And it just tells you something about West. Like, no, that's not at all how you feel. Like, you want to be in the middle of the drama. You want everyone talking about you. You want to be that guy. You just don't want to be the adult in the room and like pay the Pied Piper when you have to.
Yeah.
But you want the articles to be about you, people talking about you. You got the girl
He wants to be popular. He doesn't want to be part of the drama.
I don't agree with that. I think he wants to be part of the drama, because why would you even, well, I'm not going to say this because it's in this episode and I know we're putting this out soon, but like, I'm not convinced of that. I think he likes the drama. Maybe subconsciously, it might not be a conscious decision he's making, but.
Yeah, because there is something in this episode that is like, I mean, the whole thing is the takeaway from it is like, oh, uncle, I can't watch these people just fake their way through this anymore. Like every single thing, it now just seems like such a lie. And everything that Wes did in this episode to me felt like it was so motivated by just getting back in with the audience, having no idea that in 5 months from now, 6 months, whatever it is, this is all for nothing, you know? But there is something, I think that he thinks he's smarter than he is. Like
he thinks he's smarter than the audience, everyone.
I think he thinks that he's figured something out. So like, I don't think that he's looking to be involved in the drama. I think that he thinks that he knows how to maneuver the drama now and how to like set a little thing here and then watch that pop up. Like, I think he thinks he's been at school for 3 seasons and has learned something. And, I don't know.
Well, he's learning something now, boy.
Yeah, either you never did, or that's just the funny thing about reality TV is once you think you do know how to game the system notices that very quickly, and then you lose your at bay, and now they're going to be like, no. Like there's people that have been on here for 10 years that we don't let game the system. Not you, dude, you little shorty. So the other reason that I just think this whole thing is so weird, and no one will even, I don't even know if anyone will think that this could even mean anything. But the fact that these new audios came out at the time that they did, and when I say Christina sent them to me, I mean that Reddit, she just told me that they were on Reddit. So it's not like Christina Cooke is out there with the files in her bag. But aside from that, the screeners came out very late today, like later than they've ever been. To where we actually thought, I guess we're not doing this tonight. Mike and I'll go through some headlines maybe just to like have something, but like we're not going to do the episode. We'll do it tomorrow and then we'll push the Valley, which sucks. But like they've never come out this late, and we gotta. I won't even go into all that. So anyhow, they ended up kind of coming out very shortly with the audio. So it was like, did they hold them because they were trying to figure out what to do? Like everything feels very weird. And why did they hold on to those last 2 until today if they got the guy? If you got the guy, then how's the guy still putting stuff out?
That's what's so confusing to me.
No, because the guy sent a letter to his friend and said, if I get captured, release these 2 audio files. I am not going to kill myself.
That's very Kim Porter.
Yeah, totally.
Him.
So anyways, the way that they caught the guy, but now the things are still coming out. I don't understand that. Yes, I understand he could have sent them to someone else first, and now that guy's going with it. But like, you probably got them all at one time last week. Why are you holding out until the day? Like, it's just, it all just like, everyone's going to be talking about nothing but this for today and tomorrow until the episode comes out. And then when the episode comes out, it's all going to be a big hodgepodge of all of it. Like, it's too perfect. And I don't buy your story, Bravo. I'm sorry. I just don't. I can't.
I don't. I'm so lost. I don't know my ass from my elbow.
Yeah.
Like I can't, when I walked in, Nat goes, "Did you hear the 2 leaked audios?" And I was like, "What are you talking?" I didn't even know what you were talking about because it wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah.
And all I heard was earlier when Andy was like, "Wait till you hear this story. It's like a, true crime documentary basically at this point on like how we got the person and all." And so when I heard that, and then I'm hearing from you, I had the exact same thought as to, if they've caught the person, then how are audio still being leaked? Which then begs the question, are there more than one people?
Yeah.
Is there a second gunman on the grassy knoll?
Yes.
And a second recorder in the studio? And listen, I want to know, for today's purposes, I guess I'm more mind blown that like of what the content is.
Yeah.
It enrages me more. We'll find out who it is. It'll be a great story. We'll all watch the series on Bravo, I'm sure. So good ratings. But now we've got 3. Like, you know how sometimes it's like when you're watching Project Runway or something, right? And they've got to do their collection. It's the final 3 and you see one piece and you're like, I don't know. And they're like, trust me, the rest of the collection you're going to really love. And then you see 3 pieces from the collection. You're like, oh yeah, no, it's all the same thing. I'm certain that this is bad.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one clip of the audio. You're like, wow, that's really bad. But maybe that was when everything was at the most heightened moment.
Yeah.
Right? The real feverish pitch of what was going on. And now you hear these other 2 and you're like, oh no, this is just the tone of it. Amanda's coming in to defend her actions. And yeah, I get it. She's like, and I was wrong. And I knew when I was going to tell Ciara this was going to be a friendship breaking moment. It's like, didn't you have that thought before you guys went in to hook up?
Yeah.
Like, she's not taking from the 3 clips. It's like, I've seen the line now. It's my Project Runway thing. Like, the whole line is shit.
Yeah.
Your whole collection is crap.
Yeah.
Because every audio leak that we've heard, and they've been pretty lengthy. I feel like at this point, we've probably heard over
about 10 minutes. Because one's 4, one's 3. I feel like the first one's 3.
Yeah.
So about 10 minutes.
That's 1/3 almost of the entire show. Obviously, I know it's going to get edited. There was not one redeeming moment in there for her. And West was mute.
And when he would chime in, you'll notice his voice is like, well, you know, it's like, well, Amanda's got like, I don't know if she's just like had it up to here and is fed up and whatever. And like, because I was trying to put myself in her position and like, I don't know if I could Raquel Leviss it, you know, I might, because I'm sure that they all have their own little experiences with each other. I'm sure Amanda catfight. Actually, I think it was just Minnie acting like it was a cat fight, and Foof's like, "What's happening? I don't even know."
It's okay, Foof. It's okay.
Poor Foof, getting blamed for everything.
I am really trying to put myself in her shoes and be like, how does a person who has done such an awful thing, how do you get this pissed already? Like, what do you like? That took a short time. Amanda's always just been like this little lark, you know, like not really saying much. She's not very interesting. She's always just been like basically friend of, but wife of.
Yep.
Until Paige came along, and Paige kind of showcased her as much as a person like Amanda could be showcased, because she's just so like Amanda Blanda, you know?
Blamanda. Blamanda.
Yeah, Blamanda.
Looking back on it, and like without having recently watched all of the episodes, I'm not even sure if Paige highlighted or lifted Amanda up as much as she highlighted and tore Kyle down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was her support of Amanda was always Kyle's an idiot.
That's true. And then Amanda got her to be a bridesmaid, and I felt like they had known each other for like 5 minutes in that, like more than that, but still like
yeah, but other than the bikini episodes, what Paige did nothing to like uplift Amanda and be like, oh, you know what I mean?
No, remember
I don't mean that in a bad way.
She was like, you don't have to marry him if you don't want to. Like, she really was a good friend.
But again,
to her.
shit, like
all about
it's all about Kyle. All about her uplifting of Amanda was always a shitting on Kyle or defending her from Kyle. It always had something to do with Kyle.
Yeah, and then even just Paige.
I think Paige is actually in love with Kyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
You didn't hear anything. You heard nothing. Okay, I'm just going to go through a little bit of this, and then you can tell me if you think like, oh, that's too much. I don't know. Okay. Amanda's just basically starting off by saying that she was terrified and that she knew that the truth would have to come out no matter what. But she didn't want to have to tell her it was like a short-term thing. And then Kyle interjects and goes, and he was my friend too. And Amanda's like, I think this question was about Ciara. Like Kyle, what I love about this is Kyle is it going, well, let me add something to that. And they're like, Kyle, can you just shut up?
I like it though.
No, I like it too, but I do think it's funny because it is so Kyle. It is so like this, like we don't have footage, we're just have audio. And I'm imagining Kyle at the dinner table doing what he always does, where they're like, Kyle, this isn't about you. Can you just shut up? And then I will be surprised if he doesn't do a storm out at some point along this reunion.
You know what was so frustrating to me about that answer because Andy said, like knowing how sensitive Ciara is and just the nature of their relationship.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? Amanda went to the latter part of all of it. I don't think that's what Andy was asking.
No.
I think Andy was like, why would you even hook up with him in the first place if you knew that? And maybe they cover this before because you can't help who you fall in love with.
From the first one.
In the first audio. But it's like, right, but again, she's doing the same pattern of like, well, you can't help who you have a crush on. It's like, right. You totally can't help who you have a crush on, but you can help the actions that you take about that crush.
Yeah.
You can help not letting him, like in the great words of Rachel from Friends, what did you think? You were putting it in her purse?
Yeah.
Like this isn't like, oh, you slipped and your D went in her V. This is such a ridiculous justification or pivot for you to just be like, well, I was so scared to tell her. I don't care that you were scared to tell her. I want to know what machinations, what mental gymnastics you were going through to justify the fact that you could hook up with this guy. Because clearly what you're telling the world is that it is life according to male attention for you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care about your female relationships at all. And they keep mentioning her friend back in Jersey. And I'm only saying back in Jersey because they grew up, were friends since they were 3 and she's got an Italian last name. So my money's on the fact that she's like me and Giddy from Jersey. Like, girl, that's your best friend? Like, you might want to rethink that friendship. I would be, and I know that sounds so harsh, but
there's definitely people that I've been friends with since like elementary school that if I met them today, I don't know if like that we would be friends, And so I wonder if there are some friends that just go like, no, I just know her and I just don't leave her alone with my husband, but we did grow up together. Our families are close. Like we have so many memories, but like there is this thing about her and like, whatever.
And really quick, I just want to be clear about something. I am not saying that you can't mess up.
Yeah.
We all mess up. Where I keep going back to the thing where it's like, okay, if I see the Project Runway collection and it's one outfit and it's crappy, but now I've seen them all, it's like, no, I think this is who you are.
Yeah.
It's a bummer that you did this, like a really big bummer.
Yeah.
But the reason we're all so fascinated to watch this reunion and obviously hear the leaked audio is because it's like, we're all going to screw up. How are you going to fix this? How are you going to come correct? Just saying, and I know Mike always gets on me with this, but like there is a right and a wrong way to apologize. There just is. If anyone who has been to one therapy session knows, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I hurt your feelings. I apologize. Not, I'm sorry if you're feeling that way. I'm sorry if you took it that way. I'm sorry, but those aren't apologies. They're just not. And so living your land of alternative facts, Amanda, but like you're justifying this crap behavior.
Let me say this about that, because I always go back and say, like, I don't mind and I'm sorry, but because I just think that a lot of times if people are still kind of trying to figure, like, they're trying to get to the bottom of like what this is even about, I think it's only helpful to know, like, I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it because of this, because I just think that's helpful information to take into the future so that you know that like that thing is going to make me possibly do this thing. And like, and that might sound like, well, no, you should never do that. But I think that there are definitely times you could say that. And it is just like people aren't really decided on who's right and who's wrong. In this situation, we know who's right and who's wrong. So she doesn't really have a, I'm sorry, but clause in her contract here.
But also here's the thing. I'm not, and I've said this before on the show, I'm not saying that you can't explain how we got here, because of course, that if we want to save this friendship or what relationship or whatever, it is very helpful to know this is how we got here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for everybody listening, you can say, I'm so sorry this happened, period, full stop.
I don't care about a but being the word. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, so, and like, we will never. Really grinds my gears.
But it's just a word, and I'm just going to get out of it by tricking you and going, so sorry about that. No, so would you like to know about how we got here? Like that to me, that's condescending. I'm trying to trip you up.
No, I don't. It's also a sorry, but it's a sorry with an explanation.
for whatever reason, everybody's got their thing.
So
but don't say for everyone here listening, because I have to, like, I can't imagine that not everybody understands that sometimes like an explanation has to be given.
Yes, I just don't think it needs to be given on the tail end. Because to me, it's like, I'm so sorry I hit you, but you were driving like a jerk. Totally fair. That person could be driving like a jerk, but like I still hit you. I still rear-ended you and it's my fault or whatever the analogy is. Maybe that's a bad one. My point is like, I just feel like it's important.
You just don't like explanations.
No, not at all. I'm totally
You just want the apology and then we're done.
And then like a pause, a 2-beat pause.
No.
And then a sentence.
No explanation.
No, I think you can absolutely and should have the conversation of like, this is how we got here. But like, give me the minute to just be like, okay, you recognize that really hurt me. Like that's.
So a minute.
Then I can say, but
I really would like to get like, so it should just be like a minute goes by and then I can tell you.
If I'm giving you like a mock exam or like a fake, whatever it's called.
I'm sorry, real quick. Did Foof poo in my nose?
Someone did poop.
Like what is going on?
It's a real bad one, guys.
That thing's not even inside. Like,
all I see is 2 eyeballs going.
Maybe it's mini.
What happened?
No, but you saw Foof like run really fast. What we saw a reel about it.
It's poo for you.
You'll probably just see a little camera roll thing right now, and it's because Foof took a massive dump and stunk up the whole room. So we had to go find a candle and also just talk about Foof's farts for a minute.
And a new home for Foof.
Anyway, we don't have to belabor it. My only point is, I just feel like when someone says a but after an apology, it makes me feel like you are bypassing the fact that I or whomever was hurt and just trying to protect the fact that like, but this is why I did it. And it's like for 1 minute. And I also don't think I'm someone who like demands apology. Like if you're giving me an apology, like I think I'm a pretty easygoing person in the sense of like, yeah, people up, like whatever, it's no big deal, whatever. Yeah. So if I really feel like, wow, you really wronged me or you really hurt me, like I just want a second to just be like, I'm really sorry I did that. You didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much. Like if you go straight into the but, then I'm like, oh, then you really don't care. That's how I hear it. That's how it registers
totally.
To me.
And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, I don't like this. I'm sorry, but either. It's like a world thing. Like it's I've heard that thousands and thousands of times. Like I feel like that's the general consensus. I think that the last time we talked about it, I just started to think about it more. You want to know why? It was because, and of course it was Craig Conover who brought me to this. It was when him and Austin were arguing, and the whole thing that both of their confessionals were like, I don't even think that we know what we're arguing about. I don't even know, like, I thought that we'd already talked about this, or maybe someone should just say like, this is why this happened. And then, so then when they went into this conversation, Craig said, I'm sorry, but this is what happened. And I was like, you guys literally just went from your confessionals saying, that you don't know what happened here. And Craig did apologize to you. That was lovely of him, because I don't know if he I think you guys were both equally contributing to how you got here. And so I knew that people were going to come for him for the but. And so then that spurred me to go, what's my defense going to be on that? And then I'm like, oh, I actually don't think it is a big, it's Craig spurred me, but I really did actually feel that way. But I never thought about it before, because I just thought about people going, I'm just going to stop here and then go. So I just wanted to tell you though, that I would be like, F you just tried to bamboozle me. Because I thought those two were trying to bamboozle each other. Anyways, that's how we got here.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Keep going, my love.
Okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I was just trying to
tell everybody how I feel. And also how you said that Amanda, her answers never really go with like, you don't think that that's what Andy was asking. And I literally didn't even say Andy's question because it's so right. I didn't want to confuse anyone. I didn't want to, I was like, did I even transcribe this right? Because she's not answering the question. She literally is just saying like,
after the milk was spilled, then I'm taking it from there. It's like, right. But the accountability starts miles before the spilt milk.
Yeah.
You were laying the groundwork. You were getting too flirty. You know when there's a ball bounce, you know my analogy of the ball, you know when there's that ball bounce vibe between you and a person that you're flirting with, like, and you took it too far, clearly.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to know about, not how you cleaned up the murder, what led to you driving over to the house to kill that person. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, Amanda.
This is funny. So now it's not the crime. Or now it's the crime, not the cover-up? I think
that's why
that the
people get
bummer
caught.
about this is like we could read all of these verbatim perfectly, and it still won't give you the full picture. You have to hear her. You don't need to see her. You have to hear the like so annoyed that she has to be there, tone in her voice. The so like I can't even believe you guys don't understand true love. Not that she's saying these things, but the way she's answering, it's not the words, it's not how disrespectful and just like shoving aside everything it is. It is the utter bratty, like, I don't understand why you guys are so mad tone in her voice.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't understand why. It's not that she doesn't understand that this was wrong. She understands that. They know the whole thing. Oh, friends and then my husband, they get it. But she's like, it seems like she's like, we fell in love. Sorry.
That's exactly how she sounds.
I'll take a sorry, but over a sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's the tone in her voice.
No, it totally
from
is.
the first one I heard, I was like, I am DON with this. I'm kidding.
That was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm done. I don't need her. I don't want to watch her anymore.
Same.
We're gonna do the episode after this. It was so dumb. It was so boring. It was so stupid. But stay tuned. Like no, it was fun.
I didn't think that it was. I mean,
did.
Yeah, they did. But I never. I'm a weirdo. I was just pissed to be watching the whole time these people keep on acting as if something's not going on that's like so clearly going on. And if it wasn't going on in that specific moment, they were both dying for it to be going on.
They were laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
Planting the seeds.
Yeah.
And I think that Amanda,
I think he was.
If that girl that she keeps talking about, like her friend from childhood, I have no idea what her conversations between this girl.
What's
and
the
her.
friend? I don't know this friend. Why is she?
Amanda apparently has like a childhood friend. I guess they've been friends since they were like 3 years old or third grade, something with a 3 in it. And they keep bringing her up because I guess the night that Amanda was at West's house, technically after hours, or later than what they all deemed normal, Ciara was seeing on the location, like the location app on your phone. And she said nothing happened that night. Kyle spoke to my best friend who was with me. We were there watching a football game. And she knows that like we were all there together and like nothing weird happened. And she got on the phone with Kyle and told Kyle, allegedly, that nothing happened. First of all, it's your homegirl. You've prefaced all of this with this is like your lifelong best friend. So I don't know this girl from Adam. I'm just saying, like, who's to say she either didn't see you guys do something? Maybe you went into the bedroom with Wes because you were cold and you wanted a sweatshirt and come into my bedroom and get one. And maybe he fingered you in there or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Ciara had said in this leaked audio, like, you have no credibility because you are a liar. Yeah. And at least massively so in this instance because she lied to everyone, including her husband. Right? So it's like, I don't know, unless you're just really going to sit there and be so candid about everything. And granted, we haven't heard all of the episodes that will be this reunion. Yeah. It's just, it's very hard to believe her when she's like, she called this Kyle and said nothing happened that night. We were watching a football game, bro, or however she said it. And it's just like, simmer and settle. You are not the person it's like, you know, when you have a kid that's acting out and they're like, let's say you think you caught them smoking, right? You didn't see the cigarette in their mouth. You didn't see the smoke coming out of their mouth, but they came home, they smelled like cigarettes. You found a pack in their backpack and they're just like, why'd you go through my backpack? You can't be doing this. You're just accusing me. It's like, you have no right to be telling me how I get to parent you. You had cigarettes in your backpack. You smell like cigarette smoke. I was also a teenager. I know how this whole thing goes. Amanda, you're so in the wrong in so many areas. You just gotta like take a knee and say, I'm sorry. I messed up and I'm so sorry.
See, here's the thing. Since we haven't seen this thing, I am sure that Amanda at some point says, It probably starts off that way, where she just says everything, just spits it,
1%
throws it all
chance
up.
it doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
In 1% chance it doesn't start that way?
That she doesn't just
like,
apologize and say,
okay,
I was so wrong. I feel horrible, blah, blah, all the things. But this is a reunion. It lasts 8-10 hours and they're just going to ask her question after question. And so like, I was thinking about this. It's like, God, I'm not trying to come up with excuses for Amanda. I'm just always trying to be like, what would you say in this? Like, what would I say at hour 5? And everyone is just talking over me. And basically like, again, think back about Raquel Leviss, like nothing she could say didn't end with Ariana basically saying some version of yourself with a cheese grater. I don't know what you say around that. These could be from the 5th, 6th, 7th hour of just like, she's got nothing left to say. And everyone is just basically calling her the worst person on earth. And she could have some argument about, it's not an argument anyone should take, but I'm saying like, there is the argument that probably a lot of dudes feel, and our good friend Travis probably feels about like, y'all aren't together anymore. You hadn't been together in 2 years and all the things. I'm sure it gets to a point where there is no winning. There is nothing else to say. The problem is that she's trying to explain about how she wanted to know if this was a long-term or a short-term thing before she said anything. And the fact of the matter is like, the right thing to do and the horrible thing to do, because it's you're going to lose a friend no matter how you slice it, is that you should have told her regardless. So when you say like, I had to see if this was even something that was like worth, no, it was worth telling her when you did it. Like there is no,
that's right.
There isn't any getting around.
You already made that decision.
Yeah.
You decided it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you decided.
You banged
yeah,
the dude.
You were taking your top off.
Yeah, like that. That was the decision.
Yeah.
You made the decision right then that friendship is not worth it, or that you were going to lie about it. Same thing. That friendship is not worth anything. You're either going to lie to her, or you're, like you already made the decision.
Yeah,
which is something I wish, and I feel like it probably doesn't happen. I wish someone would say that to her. Like, listen, instead of pissing on my leg and try to convince me it's raining. Just say the friendship wasn't worth it to you. You would rather have the affection of this guy. And like, I would be snarky about it because I would just be so livid that I would be like, who is going to like walk you like a dog, in the great words of Anita. He is never going to be loyal to you. This is never going to last. And if it does, you will be in the 7th circle of hell way faster than you ever were with your relationship with Kyle. And so I can't even laughingly say, like, I hope it was worth it, because we all know it wasn't.
No, yeah.
And you're just gonna.
Has West had a girlfriend that in the time that we've known him?
I mean, he was like this girl, Mia, Mejia, not our Mia, another girl from
Mejia, I think.
Mejia or some, I don't know. But it was like, she's in the Midwest somewhere. I think that girl thought that they were in like a very long relationship.
I think so too. But clearly he didn't think that.
Like it.
Like, how embarrassing to sit on stage being like, and like West was hooking up with other people. Like, you're already making, you sold this friendship down the river for a guy who is an unserious person.
That you've only witnessed that, and you've gotten a front row seat to it. With no
You guys stop. Don't make me defend West.
Oh, stop it.
God, don't make me.
No repercussions for, like, you got to basically watch all of it and it didn't have to happen to you, but you got to see it up close and personal because you shared a house.
Yeah.
So like there's just not a lot that like there's
nothing
like,
left to the imagination.
You guys can't look. Come on. There is a thing with the ladies who lock down the boy. Like, that's a thing. That's a trophy. Guys want trophy. They go after the hot girls, the popular girls have trophies too. If you can nail the boy and lock him down, that's a thing.
I'm
Are
sure
you going
to
tell me it's not a thing?
No, listen, it's totally a thing. It is seriously goes against everything I live for.
Yeah, 100%.
So like I would never in a million years.
It's definitely a thing. Amanda gives that vibe that like part of the like, well, Ciara couldn't tame him. I can. All these other, he won't pick one. He'll pick me. Right? Even she says it in the first leaked audio. Well, we didn't know. He was seeing other people. The thing I asked about West and the girlfriend, I don't know if this other girl is his girlfriend, then great. I'm wrong, and I'm not. Just my defense disclaimer. I'm not both of them still. But like, I've heard a lot of like, oh, West is a cheater. West is a cheater. And one thing about West is he's a cheater.
No, he's just a liar.
I'm saying he's that in the comments, he's a cheater. You just said he was going to be unfaithful. So like a lot of people are calling West a unfaithful and a cheater. I don't think he's honest, but I don't think he's, I don't know where the cheating is.
I don't know if I said unfaithful. I probably did. What I mean is like, this guy's never going to make an honest woman of you and have it work out. This is going to blow up in your face. This is not your Prince Charming. And the fact that you were willing to blow up, like I keep calling it, the Queen's Edit, and ruin this amazing friendship that you had with this spectacular human being. And quite frankly, the majority of your castmates, because I would never trust you. I would, and I'm not saying that you need to hug the cactus forever, but the way that she's showing up in this, in these leaked audios, it's like, this is not going well for you right now. Like it would take a very long time for me to warm up to you as a friend again if I was one of the people in the mix here. You know what I mean? Like how would Mia ever have a friendship with Amanda? I think Carl is incredibly suspect. I think Bailey, who's the new boots in town, is like, girl, I don't know if I want to I got my own men issues. I don't need to get close to you to have more. She has just done herself no favors for a guy who is going to do her no favors. That's how I feel.
No, I totally do too. So I'm just like trying to, I'm going to skim this and just see like what else is poignant in it. When Kyle does try to interject and say that like Wes, well, because Wes was my friend too. So like, you know, and I'm glad that Kyle's doing this, but it was just kind of funny to me because it just reminded me, like I said, I'm visualizing him. And Ciara says, well, you know, you guys are both snakes in the grass because Wes is up for doing that to you too. Like you're both weird. There are so many moments of Ciara, like Ciara doesn't always say the most perfect things. And I think that I want her to, because I want her to just annihilate. I want her to have like a really great moment that's like such a meme forever, you know?
Yes, same.
Like it is funny that she does keep calling Kyle your husband. Well, I guess you wouldn't tell your husband that. And like they are separated, they can fully go out and do whatever they want, but it is kind of comical. But then I do sometimes feel like there are a group of people that are going to be like, I was in that situation. You are no longer like, I don't want her to give anyone wiggle room. I'm always looking for the perfect messenger. So it's not about what Ciara should be doing. It's just what I am rooting for her to do is to make all the right moves. Amanda says something and Ciara hears her, but Amanda says it like to herself and doesn't say it. And Ciara's like, I'm sorry. Like she just doesn't let her get away with saying anything under her breath. And she's like, well, I just said I won't answer questions anymore. And Ciara's like, why? And she's like, because you keep talking. And Ciara said, you're just being held accountable. And she's like, well, people are asking me and I don't have an opportunity to speak. So there is a question of, do we want Amanda to be just completely apologetic, or do we want her to be honest?
Both.
Well, if we want her to be honest, then we have to let her finish her
100%.
Answering the question, and we're not going to. And I don't want Ciara to let her. Like, I mean, I do because I'm a viewer and I want all the deets, you know? But like, I don't want Ciara to have to be the one that sits there and just kind of listens and takes it. Whatever. I want Ciara to be able to come out of her skin whenever she wants to. But there is like, that's going to be a battle through 9 hours of sitting there of, do you want me to tell you that I didn't want to tell you until I knew it was going to be long-term, even though I know that I should have told you regardless because I betrayed your trust. I kept something from you. I hid something from you that I know that you care deeply about, regardless of whether I think that you should care deeply about this thing anymore. The fact of the matter is I 1000% know that you do. So it's like, there's just like, there's really not that Amanda should want to win or should be able to win, but this is just going to be a very hard thing to like navigate. Do you want me to just be quiet and say, I'm sorry, you're right. I'm sorry, you're right. Or do we want to hear the juicy details and her to be honest?
I think what is set, and I'm with you, like in a perfect world, right? Like, great, say your piece and I'm able to log all of the points that I want to rebut back, right? And I know that's so hard.
That is such a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because it's not to interrupt you, but it is the classic, your spouse cheats on you. And I don't had a spouse cheat on me. I've had a girlfriend cheat on me, but like, you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened? You don't want to know what happened. Trust me. You don't want to know, but you do, because not knowing is worse. You're just going to make up crazy shit that probably didn't happen. It was probably the sex like everybody. 4.5 minutes of weird, awkward. Oh, I couldn't even get my pants off, and the skirt over my head. Like it wasn't movie sex. Like they just. It was probably weird and awkward. Like, so that's probably what really happened. But if you don't hear that, then you're like, oh no, it was full blown.
Yeah.
The movie porno is the best sex she's ever had in her life. The guy's dong is the size of me. Like, you know, like, so it's an interesting question for like a person who's in that situation.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting question from a viewer standpoint, or just a podcast to recap, viewer, fan, curiosity standpoint of like, yeah, no, we want all the juicy details, but then at what point are you being a dick? And then like, okay, well, how sorry can you be? Well, you know, like,
no,
it's an interesting question.
And what makes you more diabolical?
Yeah.
Is it more diabolical if Amanda just literally sits there and is like kind of stone face in a way that's just like, I'm here today to let you just throw everything you could possibly want at me. And so then her only reaction to that would be stone face, not react, just like, because in a way, again, I don't blame her for this. Like, you would have to put a stone around you. You would have to, because I'm about to hear myself called every horrible thing that every girl that's ever traumatized any girl in this world, that's ever stuck with them, like all the most horrible things you could ever hear about yourself. I'm opening myself up to that and saying, a couch of 8 people or whatever, go to it. And so I'm either going to try to defend myself here and there, which I'm indefensible. If you ask everybody here, I'm indefensible. Or I'm going to just sit here and take it. And then you're all going to be like, she didn't even say anything. She just sat there. She didn't give a f***. You know, like, it's such a weird line.
No, but here's what I feel like.
Then don't f*** your buddy's friend.
No,
you know, like,
you're 1,000%. But like,
you got yourself
but
in
like,
that.
she's diabolical either way. She's diabolical if she sits there and says nothing and goes, okay,
she's diabolical
you're right.
in all the ways.
Totally.
Because she is
diabolical. I did do that. You're right. And then, or to go,
But here's the thing. It doesn't have to play out that way, but it would take such self-control from Ciara and the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Because it's like, great, say your piece. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you did that to me, I'd be like, F her. Oh
yeah, no,
God,
that's what I would do, quite frankly. And it would take every fiber of my being, but I know I would be able to do whatever, as much as you think, you know, you don't think I can.
No, I'm thinking of something now.
But I'm saying that's not what anybody on the couch wants. Nobody on this couch knows what they want until they give her something that then they go, I didn't want that.
Okay.
No, but like, don't you think there's a world? Because I feel like this could be like a Paige-esque scenario, right? Where it's like, and yes, of course, there's going to be interjections and all that stuff. But if Amanda said her piece and for some crazy reason nobody interrupts her, which I know is a 1 in a gajillion shot. And then Ciara could be like, well, there's this, there's that, and here's another thing. And because you didn't want to talk about this, but I did see the video, I'm gonna mention it all.
Yeah.
And I didn't interrupt you, so you can shut the f up while I talk to you. And maybe she did do that. Maybe she read her like a book. But
Ciara reading Amanda.
But I don't know, because everything we've heard so far has been so much like interrupting and interjections.
Yeah.
That I just would have been curious to see what would have happened if it's like, great, you have the floor. You want to talk.
Oh, so when you were saying that you think that you could sit there and just be like, okay, like, were you Ciara in that moment, or you were Amanda? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you were Amanda.
No.
Okay.
Like I would ask the question, or Andy would, like, if I had a question for her, or if Andy did, and I would try my hardest to not say anything until I'm like, you done? And then I would unleash for that portion. And then I'm sure I would get triggered at other moments, but I would just like to see a little bit of that in the reunion, whether we get it or not. And in these audio clips, everybody is jumping in every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The other thing that's crazy about this situation that makes it just so wild is the one thing that, like, I don't know if there's the thing that'll make this all great, but the only thing that'll make it okay, however much time down the road, which we've talked about, and many people have said it in the comments, is if it's like, it's real. Like, if they're made for each other, if they're really in love, if this proceeds to like a very long relationship or a marriage or kid, whatever, like, then you kind of are like, all right, fine. Yeah, that happens. It happened. Crappy situation, but like that's what came out of it. That's the only acceptable outcome. And it also is the most hurtful outcome.
Yeah.
Because the other outcome of like, you guys just banged is like, sucks, but it's like, you, dude. You're over that in a however long. The real true love of it, that's the shit.
But
like
Ciara's-
that's going to sting Ciara even more.
She said in that, and yeah, I'm not disagreeing that it wouldn't sting massively, but she did say in that Glamour article, she was like, they need to, like, if you're going to blow up your whole life with all of these people for this, you best be getting married.
It doesn't sound like that's happening. Like, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for the reunion to come out and Amanda and both of them to just be like, I don't know what to tell you. I'll totally acknowledge this situation. We are not idiots. We understand everything. Understand we're probably not going to be friends. Understand you guys have got some shit. Understand all of us have shit. Like we found out, I don't know what to tell. That's what I wanted. And everyone to be like, but she's so flippant and dismissive and cunty. I'm sorry, but
No,
she's
she
super
totally
cunty,
is.
dude.
She's
such
totally
a dick about
yeah.
it.
I was just
And I
trying to
need
think
to
of like
see
where we were.
Ciara, how
in this.
Ciara, like, because it seems the only parts I've heard of Ciara are like, you, you're a snake. That she doesn't seem to care. She cares, but like, I need to see her and be like, oh shit, I was wrong. You were in love with this dude, and this was a real thing. Or, oh, this isn't. You don't give a shit about this. Like, she was your friend, but not like really. Like, this is just a shitty situation, and you're gonna talk shit because it would be weird if you didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying one thing or the other. I want to see this thing now.
Yeah.
It sucks because again, we talked about this last week. It's impossible to watch the show now and get that out and just enjoy this season of Summer House for what it is, right? Because of all this crap. So now I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just I need to see the reunion. And I don't because I don't care. I really don't
desperately.
care.
No, I do too, but I feel like, are these going to keep coming? Like, are we going to have basically seen the whole thing by the time it
I still need to see
happens?
it. I need a visual.
Listen,
I
I'm
need to see
not watching
faces
it.
and
We're
whatnot.
obviously here to do a
No,
juror.
I understand. Yeah, of course we're gonna watch. But I just mean in reference to like they could release the whole audio, and I need to see your face. I need to see your eyes, and you're like, what are you twitching? Are you not? What's Wes doing while you're saying all this shit? Like
The body language of it all.
yeah, I need to see it all. I need to see everybody. Is Ciara and Mia just giggling kind of and with them and cracking on them to be like. So we don't give a shit about you, but I got 8 hours to with you, so I'm gonna do because that's what I would do if that was me. I'm like, how long is this? 10? No, you're so for 10 hours. I don't even give a shit about you at this point in real life. Like I'm over it. Off. Screw you guys. I got so many. I got
if
Mia.
You were who? If you were who? You
if I'm Ciara.
Ah, okay.
Or if I'm in her shoes, right?
Yeah.
I'm literally acknowledging that I have Mia. I have real friends. You don't need the two of you. And I'm going to take every minute I have to make so much fun of you and just make you feel like a complete tool and just be mean to you for 10 hours. That's what I'm going to do.
You know how so many people were worried? Like, oh, I think we're just going to get like these two media trained people, West TD and Scamanda, on the reunion. And I want to let everyone know from what we've heard, no, we are not getting media trained, PR trained people. This was, what else was in there
quit.
that we...
I think they did.
Well, then you failed that class.
Yeah.
No, I think their PR people quit. Like, I think they're like, okay, how are we going to, let's run some option. And they're like, man, she was just bratty. And they're like, no, you can't do that. And she's like, well, I'm doing it. My daddy said I could. And they're like, cool, off. Good luck to you. Go work for Britney Spears.
So Andy asks her, did you feel bad? And Amanda's like, did I feel bad? Yeah. And Ciara goes, definitely no. like Ciara is literally the peanut gallery. It's just like anything Amanda says, she's just throwing it. No, you didn't.
By the way, she's right.
No, that's what I'm saying. Didn't. Like, no, you didn't.
I mean, listen, she might have felt bad. She didn't feel bad enough.
And no, totally. Because she's like, definitely no. And then Amanda goes, if you can listen to what I'm saying instead of telling me that everything I'm saying is wrong, I would greatly appreciate that. Like just, there are so many things that she could say. She could also, like I just explained it. All she needs to say is to be like, I know that this is hard for everyone, but if you're going to ask me questions, do you want me to answer them or do you not? There is a smart ass answer if Amanda is just dying to give one, but all hers are just showing her to be exactly what she is, just like a selfish little bratty piece of shit. So, if you can listen to what I'm saying instead of telling me that everything I'm saying is wrong, I would greatly appreciate it. Well, everything you are saying is wrong. So there's that. And Sarah says, but you're a liar and you don't have any credibility. And I was like, okay, well then why am I here? And Sarah goes, I don't know. So then Amanda says, I don't like if I'm reading this like verbatim from the thing. So like, everyone's tripping over their words because it's heated and intense. So like if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. This is Amanda what the thing said. Amanda said it. I don't like if I'm just going to be shot down every single time I say something. I have no point in saying anything. And Andy said, you felt how sending the text to her. And Amanda says, an immense amount of guilt. I was freaking out. The things. And then she's like takes a break because it's almost like she was, the way that I heard her saying it was like she was going to say something and then had to remember like, what did we rehearse? Like, why did we say this happened again? Or like, how did this? Because she goes, okay, things were so fresh and new and I was confused and didn't understand what was going on. She didn't understand what was going on. You had a boner. That's what was going on. There were two boners involved and it's birds and the bees. That's it.
Not a lot of things I understand.
You're a 35-year-old woman or however in her mid 30s. You've been married. You've been in a decade-long relationship. I'm pretty sure you knew what was going on.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to do was sit down with Ciara in that moment and be like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Should I have done that in hindsight? 100,000%. But I was terrified because I knew no matter what, this was going to be a friendship deal breaker for us. And that scared the shit out of me because I had already crossed the line. I mean, before you cross the line, that's the scared time. And I know you probably were, but you made the choice. You just didn't care. You decide that like this is better than the friendship. And that's your prerogative. But here we are.
But then you got to say that.
Yeah.
And maybe she does. Listen, we haven't heard all of the episodes, but like you would still be in hot water, but at least you were like, listen, I knew we were playing with fire. I had all of these feelings and I wanted to see it through. And I know that makes me a garbage human being, but I did it.
You know what's so lame is because I tried to explain this from the beginning of just like when we didn't know anything, but I just knew. I don't know why. I just knew. And it's probably because not that I think the worst of people, but I see the human in people. I know like how things get to where they go. I know that like, I don't know if I make a big deal about this or if it really will be a big deal, but I will just tell you that like I did this to someone in high school. I have been that person. It was one time and it is something that like I look back on all of my life and can tell you that I have treated everyone in my life very lovely and generously. And like, I've been the greatest friend that most people could ever have.
I can attest to that.
But I was 17 and I had been in a relationship and that person was cheating on me. And then it was a friend who they weren't together anymore and they were for the summer and we were in juniors in high school or whatever it was. But like, I found myself in a position to be like, this thing's happening. Feels really nice. And like I didn't think that this person would be interested in me. And like, but like, it was like a friendship. It was a friendship. And then like this thing happened. And like, it was one time and I ended up on top because like my friends chose me over her. And like, because that's how good of a friend I was 99.9% of the time, aside from that. But I almost felt even more guilty so these, and again, I know I was a teenager and I know this was a married woman. So I don't know if anyone will think that that's a good comparison, comparable or a good comp, like they say in the real estate biz. But like, that is something that I think about it all the time. I think about that all the time. And I've not seen that girl and I was only friends with her for maybe a year. Like, it wasn't like this lifelong person, whatever it was. But like, I know how people get into these situations and it doesn't take terribly much if you have been in a prior relationship where you felt lesser than for an extended amount of time or whatever. So I don't know.
All of the maths, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so deeply upsetting to hear her try and make excuses for it. It's like, girl, we all get it.
Yeah.
We've all had a crush on someone that we haven't. We've all f***ed up. We've all done something wrong. I just need you to say, like, I knew this was going to upset you before I did it, and I did it anyway.
And see, that's
whatever.
And like, that's the thing. Every experience that you have, every piece of shit time in your life that you go through, whether you made the greatest decisions and things still turned out shit, or if you didn't, there is so much to be learned from every single experience. Like, the more shit that happens to you, whether it was self-indulgent or not, like, you can understand people so much better. And so I just knew, like, she's going to come out of this and think that she is owed some happiness that she hasn't. And again, and I now look at Amanda and I think she was a shit wife. So, like, I don't even know, like, but she still might think she deserves something because maybe she was raised that way, to believe, like, she was raised as a princess or whatever. I don't know. What I just wish that Amanda would have done is say, just like I can say, I don't know that person that did that when I was 17 years old. I don't know that person. And I'm 17. So, like, maybe nobody knows who they were at 17, but I think that it could happen to people in their 30s and 40s and whatever. I think it could happen to anyone.
100%.
And I just think it would have been very cool if she would have said, I had an out of body experience. I didn't realize how hurt I was from my marriage, or not even hurt, because not even trying to place blame on Kyle, but say, I lost myself in this long relationship. I should have gotten out. I don't know why I didn't. I thought I was stronger than that. And here I am. And then this blip of time, this thing happened that just like, we're like, I'm in the most vulnerable place of my life and didn't even realize it, that I need to be careful. And then this person comes along and now this thing has happened and I don't even know how it happened. Like, but it did. And like, I look back at it every day and I think, like, who is that person that, like, she could have connected with so many women that have been in some kind of a situation like that. And maybe, you know what, it's really new and she's been forced into a reunion like immediately after this has all gone down. So like maybe the timing is shitty.
Get into therapy.
I know. I would like to believe that had she even a week longer to experience any of this, that like maybe somebody could have talked to her and said, like, I don't know, just like brought her to a place of like figuring out how to say this in a way that like just let her be the human person that she is, that like majorly up. And like, it's shitty for her because like she was a boring character. Like, she didn't bring anything to this show. I always just thought she's just such a bland banana snooze. And so like, I'm not like fighting for her because like she didn't have anything redeemable. She's not a redeemable human being, but like, this is a TV show. I like characters. I'm here for like crazy ass, like, you got an opinion, you stand for something. I don't even care if it's something I don't stand for either, but like, I want to see conviction. She never brought any of that kind of stuff. So like, I don't have any like real, like, I don't care if she it disappears and never shows her face again. Like, frankly, that would probably be nice. But she just could have done something different that said like, that just showed women like, take a beat. If you find yourself in something and you're getting out of something, like, you're not yourself right now. Women, be careful. Like, just something to like relay. You know?
But see, everything you're saying is so dead on balls accurate. Joe Schmo, what movie? I'll do it with the accent. Dead on balls accurate. That in whatever space it lives in, right?
Yeah.
It's the through line of honesty that, and I've said this before, like, for whatever reason, when you hear the truth, you're just like, and that's it. And that's it. Like, a lot of the time, like, you just know it. You can feel it in your nervous system. It's like if you're playing tug of war with a dog and all of a sudden the jaw just releases and the thing comes out. You're just like, okay, we did it. We did it, Joe. And I feel like we're not going to get that from this reunion. And what you said is so perfect because it's so true. It's so relatable. So many people have found themselves in this position. So many of us, if not every single person watching this, has made the wrong fashion. Exactly. In some form or fashion. You have gone left when you were supposed to go right. And that's okay. It's just, how do you handle the situation once the damage is done?
Yeah. And
it's not by being defensive. It's not by being so indignant and just.
But we've been lighting this up for 2.5 weeks now.
Yeah.
And no audio was out. Off an Instagram post, we lit him up. Off a dinner with a scarf, we lit him up.
because
off a baseball game smooch, we lit him up. So like,
yeah, because all of that seemed really indicative of what we're seeing now.
Yeah, like why are you doing like
why are you
that? But like we did talk about just like the different like sort of media strategies that like one thing is shove it all down their throats now because people just need to see it and hate you and tell you you're an asshole and scream and yell at you.
And it's referring to the truth thing. Like the truth makes you, they put out the truth. That was the first thing they did was put out the truth.
That statement though was horrible. Okay. And they talk about it in the leak.
That's the next funny part. I kind of thought, so it really has been, this is why it's been so hard to like, cause like I said, I know going into all these shows that we do, I always try to come up like, not to be the devil's advocate, but like, I know what the obvious thing is. Bad Amanda, good Ciara. Like I get that. I'm here for it. But like I'm trying to put on something that gives you something to chew on, you know? So I'm trying to figure out like how could she have done this differently? Or how can I say like, but did she really have a choice in here? The problem with Amanda is that she's made horrible choice after horrible choice after horrible choice. She put out that statement, which was horrible. Which was literally, and Lindsay brings it up. Yeah, 2 months prior, you put out a joint statement with your husband because Andy says like this statement had more like
was longer,
had more shit in it.
Yeah.
Than the one that you put for the dissolution of your marriage with Kyle right here.
That was a 10-year relationship.
Yeah. Someone says like, did you have a PR person? And they're like, clearly not. And they said, then like, how did you, who wrote this or whatever? And she goes, ChatGPT. And she was joking. Not the time for jokes. Like, this is just like horrible. What I was talking about. Benita, you have horrible instincts. Meet your friend Amanda. Horrible instincts. So yeah, they put out a horrible statement and then make a horrible joke. And then you go out to a baseball game and do some dumbass shit where you don't even realize that there are lip readers literally everywhere. How you missed that, I don't know. Like everyone has been the victim of lip reading at this point. This is not a new thing that you're seeing that there's just one person, this brand new person on TikTok that's reading everyone's lips. Like this happens to everyone all the time. Like they're not thinking. These are two of the dumbest people. Because I really think that Wes really went into this thinking, I'm like manning this ship.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get us to don't even trip, girl. Like,
or I think that Wes went into this reunion feeling like I've done nothing wrong. And you okay, Ciara and you are friends, so like you got to apologize for that or whatever. But like we're not doing anything wrong. We're two consenting adults. Like that's all on our side. I'm gonna stand up and say all of that. And it's just like you're just missing all of it. Yeah. You're missing all of it, which is fine because you always did.
Yeah. And Kyle, again, just interjecting in kind of like all the wrong places just because like it doesn't really make sense. Where he just wanted to tell everyone that like I literally thought that there was no way, no how this was happening, which like I don't really know if I believe just because I just see things now from the season where I just am like, is he kind of triggering? It's like trying to get some like I feel like Kyle noticed some shit along the way.
100%. I just don't think he has proof.
Yeah.
Yet or ever.
Yeah. So he's like, I thought it could not be true right up until the very end. And Andy's like, okay, talk to me about why you needed to release that. And then I want to talk about what it said and what it didn't say. And Wes says, I think the internet took the shit incredibly far. And there started to be rumors about Amanda cheating and a lot of things became fake and we didn't really have control over what was happening. Like none of that makes any sense. And it just is all shifting like everything that we did and everything that we've done, whether it's the baseball. Well, I guess the baseball game was probably after the reunion, whatever. But like everything.
No, I think it was before.
Was it?
I think it was.
Wait, what?
The baseball game. I feel like maybe the baseball game was before the reunion. I'm also terrible with dates. I know. So don't listen to me anyway.
The reunion, they filmed it a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
A week at tops.
Yeah. We've talked about the first leaked audio and the, oh no. Oh, the reunion happened since then.
The last the Westside Scamandal we did was the baseball.
Those morons went to that baseball game and pulled all that shit.
That's what I'm
before
saying.
The reunion.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
That's why when Mike says like,
wrong with you?
You did this and we shit on you, did that and we shit on you. It's like because this is so bad. This is such a bad look. And the reason when I say like when you hear the truth, it just sounds and feels different because he's talking in some weird gobbledygook word salad.
He totally
so
is.
none of it makes sense. Your statement that you said makes no sense. They're driving me up. They're really upsetting me right now.
I might be doing these out of order, but then the next one is it just starts with Wes saying like, we lie to our friends and that makes it all 100 times worse. Like, okay.
I don't believe anything he says when it's like, oh, that's worse. I don't think you care.
Andy says something like, it could take a casual viewer of the show to look at the statement and say, well, that's weird. They didn't mention Ciara or Kyle or kind of acknowledge. And then Amanda goes, I just felt like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's like, just so like, she's given up way too quickly. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I can tell you that right now. That is true, Ciara or Amanda, but that's not yours to say yet. Like, reel it in.
And I also don't know if that is 100% accurate. I think every single person that read that was like, nowhere in here did you say like, and I know that I have a friendship that I have deeply hurt by this. Like, even if you don't call her out by name, just at least alluding to the fact that this person exists, because all she has said to you is see me, and you completely negate her existence in this statement when you say the words over the summer, I see you.
Yeah.
That is her thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And so when she says that, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you say to people, and then Ciara cuts her off and goes, no. And Amanda's like, and listen, I handle it the way that I thought was the right thing to do. And then Kyle goes, man, you're well spoken. And that was a word salad. And she's like, 1,000%, it was a word salad. Then Bailey, my little boot pie, little dumpling face, chimes in and goes, I physically with my own eyes saw you one night kissing and making out with Kyle and then leave with West. And Amanda goes, I jokingly kissed Kyle. And Bailey goes, it was multiple kisses. Like, that is crazy to me. Love you. Bailey.
That's why all of this is so weird and messy.
I know. And then you just hear Ciara go, when was that? Like, she's like, sci-fi with Bailey. When was that?
Still timelining. I think they were like February 28th. February 28th.
The February 20th comes up at some point, but like, I couldn't make out what Bailey's answer was here. And Amanda goes, that wasn't like an intimate romantic like kiss. That was a jokey. And Ciara goes, but you're married. And Amanda goes, can you stop saying that? Can you stop saying I'm married? And Ciara's like, but you're married.
And also like, Amanda, if you're trying to fight a better fight, like don't take the bait.
Yeah.
Like who cares?
And Amanda goes, Kyle's making out with other people. Kyle's going out on dates, but let's just come at me for this. Kyle's still married. Where's the hate for him? Where's the anger for him? We're not together. We're separated. And Ciara says, but Kyle's not out here dating Katie DeLuca, is he?
That's the friend from New Jersey, Katie DeLuca.
And she goes, but I guess if he was, it's fair game. And Amanda goes, Katie's been my best friend since third grade. And then Amanda goes, Katie's been my best friend since third grade.
Wait, who then mocked her?
Ciara mocked Amanda. When Amanda goes, but she's been my friend since third grade. And Ciara goes,
but I'm sorry, if those are the rules, then it doesn't matter. Katie, go stuff Kyle.
I know. Listen, this is what I'm saying about this whole thing with Ciara is that like I want her to say all the right things, and she's totally not. But like I am here for like, you've earned it. You get to mock her in the baby voice.
It's fine.
One time, like I hope it doesn't go on the whole
But this
time.
is also why for me personally, I want to see Ciara.
Yeah.
Because I think I will be able to decide or tell or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, whether this is real or not. Whether she really gives a shit or if she's like, I'll milk this for 8 hours and just rail on you dumb fucks. But I don't care. I don't give a fuck about you.
I mean, I
we
don't
weren't
think she
that
does
close.
give a fuck
I'm
about
not
them
Katie
anymore.
DeLuca. I've known you for 3 years or whatever it's been. You like, and West, you too. Like we dated 4 months. Like the friend thing, I'm more hurt about that. I'm still on that train.
I would just be, I think,
I don't.
but because I'm a different person and I am very ego driven, is that I would very much just be like, oh my God, I can't believe I told you all that stuff. I can't, were you guys doing, like when I told you this, what,
but
were you guys texting afterwards? Like I would be mortified, humiliated, embarrassed. Like that, those would be all of my like top feelings about this, just for who I am as a person. But I don't know if Ciara is that way.
Yeah, I don't think she is. And I think there's and I'd said this before, I think there's a little bit of one man's trash is another man's treasure, or women in this case. Like Ciara spent the last 2 years just shitting on this dude. So there's probably a little bit of Amanda, defense disclaimer, Amanda more than anybody. But there's there could be a little bit of Amanda that's like, are you serious? You're going to act all mad or you're so heartbroken now? You hate this dude. You've been shitting on him for 2 years.
She was just crying in the bedroom with Amanda and Mia. You don't think that Amanda saw that and was like, here's a girl that's clearly been hurt by this guy, even as recently as tonight?
I mean, listen, you guys think they're in love. I don't think
I did not say that. I said last week, I don't think she's sitting in her room writing Mrs. West Wilson on a spiral bound notebook. I think that once you have deep feelings like that for someone, I don't necessarily think that goes away. I think there's some residue of that there.
Right. So that's in your analysis, and your questioning is still there. It's not there for me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't.
But does it not factor in that you still see this person I'm not saying that feelings, like romantic feelings, like from the Amanda side of things, you clearly still saw she was hurt.
I think Ciara is more upset. If I had to guess, Ciara's more upset with Wes than Amanda.
Ciara's more upset with Wes.
Like what you're saying, like this hurt and this like, oh, but I told you I had feelings and we made best friend and I don't think that. I think she thinks Amanda's a snake and a piece of shit. And I'm starting to get this way too. Like, defense is gonna fuck them both, but like, we'll get into it in the episode. I think Amanda's running this whole game. I don't think Wes has any clue where this dude even is right now, to be honest. Like,
oh, I think he does. I think he's just as dark and dirty as she is.
Okay.
I'm so all over the place with both those people. But one thing I wanted to say to you is that you hadn't seen. I think I told everybody about how I had just come across like a long clip, and I think it was from season 4, and it was of when Luke was still there, and the girls had all gone out, and they came back, and then Luke and Amanda get in like a big fight because Luke is treating Amanda like she's basically just an acquaintance, like, and all Amanda wants is for Luke to answer her and not give these vague answers. And like when she's like, well, what'd you guys do? I had a good time. Like, what'd you guys talk about? Oh, it was good stuff. Like he just like, but that's Luke. But also Luke didn't really talk that way to Hannah or Ciara. He talked that way to Amanda because he found Amanda, I think, to be a dumb little twit. Like, I think he just thought that she's like this guy's girlfriend or whatever, and kind of annoying, and just seems she's always kind of cracking at me. And like he wasn't here for her. And then Hannah is also the only other person ever that I've ever seen also didn't really care about Amanda. Like she tried to like keep the group together in a way, like didn't want Paige to be upset about things and whatever. But like I felt like Hannah and Luke always looked at Amanda like, you guys are friends with her? Like it just is like, was of no value to them. And you saw that reaction that she had. I have never seen Amanda she storms off. She's screaming about Luke, storms off into the kitchen by herself, grabs this thing. It's like this big, did I tell you this story? Yeah. And you saw it. And weren't you like, holy shit, she is this girl that like is not used to people just like not being like, Amanda, what's wrong? Amanda, are you? No, Mandy, Manders. Like everybody is all up on this chick. I don't know why, but like maybe most people are just inherently nice. And these two just like, they weren't bad people, but they just like weren't gonna dance around her. And it was just if you have not watched that, I think you will see who Amanda is if you go back and watch that scene, because she takes this thing and she's like pounding on and she's breaking it on like by herself, like screaming and yelling and crying. And like, I haven't seen I didn't remember a tantrum like that. And it was, I
got to go back and watch the scene because I remember you told us about it, but I don't recall it like off the top of my head.
It's real weird. And it told me everything I needed to know about that bitch. So after the stupid chat GPT joke, Andy asks Ciara like when she found out when the statement was coming out, and Ciara says less than 24 hours before it came out. Oh. Amanda texted me basically admitting that her and West are, whatever. And Andy said, did you respond? And Ciara says, no. And Kyle says, she called me and then I had to wait 10 hours for my notification. whatever that
meaning
means.
like the IG notification to pop up that she posted something.
And then Lindsay, this is so perfect for Lindsay because Lindsay's basically a producer, you know? So Lindsay's like, can we just back up for 1 second? Because I feel like we're all just like, wah! And now we're bouncing all around and shit's getting convoluted. I just thought it was great because like, Lindsay's like, Andy will appreciate this. I'm going to bring this back in and get everyone back on track.
Slow it down. Now it didn't work, but she tried. A for effort, Linz.
It worked better than anybody else I saw do it. Like, and so that's something.
That's the thing I wonder, like going back to the beginning of this, when you were talking about like, at what point are we hearing Amanda? Like, has she just been getting berated for 8 hours?
Yeah.
And now she's like, and just annoyed and being sassy and like, you're gonna explain that and like, excuse it, but it was to be understandable. If she was very, apologetic and forgiving or like, remorseful in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then just got railed for 8 hours. Then like, yeah. That being said, I bet one of the toughest decisions of this reunion was in what order do we do things? Because if we start with this, there's a good chance 8 hours later, we're still talking about it.
Yeah.
They're still shitting on her. We haven't talked about Carl and Bailey. We haven't talked about Soft Bar. We haven't talked about the fight. Well, we haven't talked about that. We don't, you know what I mean?
Loverboy,
the investing,
Ben and
the whole like
Sabrina.
Ben and Sabrina, like
Jesse not
Dara
flirting as
and
much.
KJ.
the
Dara
whole
and
thing,
KJ.
right? So like, at what point do you have to be like, no, we have to? The first 4 hours, like, we're not sorry.
Yeah.
We can't. We're the first 4 hours. We're talking about all the shit, and then we'll get into that meat because either A, you're not gonna stop, or B, by the time you stop, there will be nothing left.
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna have 10
Scorched earth.
tortured people, emotionally drained on both sides. And so like, I wonder
do you remember how many times James Kennedy would get up and storm off stage and he would be like, oh my God, James, sit down.
That was a wild roller coaster of a reunion.
Yeah, it totally was. And that also just shows he had his Amanda moment of just like, because I'm sure everybody there is gonna get like, what am I even doing here? Am I even coming back? Is this show even gonna be happening again?
Amanda can't come back, correct? In West
can. Amanda can't.
I mean, okay, so I have another thing about that, but
if Ciara leaves, West can come back.
But does the audience have a appetite to see them? You think,
If him and Amanda aren't together, and he comes back with Jesse, and he becomes the boy everyone loves to hate and watches to hate and see what idiotic, stupid shit he's gonna get into next, then
hey, Bravo, let's not do that.
Or they'll send him to the Ozarks.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Okay, I'm just gonna wrap the rest of this up, and it's kind of inconsequential, but it's whatever. So Lindsay tries to get everybody back on track. I just want to slow down for a second. Okay, so what I can't stop thinking about currently is the first statement. As we're all talking about statements, when Amanda and Kyle put out the statement, Amanda says yes, and Lindsay says, so what I'm hearing is that the first time Ciara, maybe Kyle, I don't know, whoever tracked your location spending the night at West was January 7th. And Amanda says, didn't spend the night at West. And Lindsay's like, okay, whatever. And Amanda goes, no, it's not whatever. I think it's very important detail. And Ciara goes, how? And Amanda goes, it wasn't unreasonable hours. It wasn't unreasonable hours. I was not at West's apartment in unreasonable hours. Maybe because this is kind of garbled. So like maybe somebody else said, well, you were there in unreasonable hours. And I don't know why Amanda would say 3 times this. I don't know.
Because they're trying to say that you were at West's house all night long. She's like, it's not.
Right.
And they're
like unreasonable hour. It was just like a funny thing for her to say literally 3 times in like a 15-word sentence.
And not for nothing, you do not have to be at someone's house at unreasonable hours to shtup.
Yeah. There's no rules on that. And she's like, I wasn't there at unreasonable hours. And Ciara goes, it was after the sun went down. It's like our parents saying like nothing good happens after midnight.
Yeah.
And Amanda says, oh my God, it was a football game and I was there with other people. And Kyle says, can I just say something? And Ciara goes, like no one's listening. It's like just another Kyle trying to be like, I just think that I have something important to add, and they're still going. And Ciara's like, football is played all day long. And Amanda's like, okay, what's your point? And Kyle's like, if I might. And then Lindsay says, I was just asking, like, and Kyle's like, I'm just going to say, and then Amanda goes, Kyle, can you talk about your conversation with Katie DeLuca when you called her and then she let you know exactly what was going on then? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And that's the end of it. Kyle goes, yes. And he starts to talk and then it fades out. Yeah. So like, I don't know.
I think Amanda was using her girlfriend as my eyewitness that we were there together, nothing untoward happened or sexual or whatever. Yeah. And she told Kyle that, which again, you could totally be telling the truth, but you're in such a precarious position by your own actions that it's like, I don't know if I believe you. I don't know if I believe your friend. Because I don't know what I believe because this is all just so nuts.
And that's the thing. And so also going back to Raquel Leviss, and then we can wrap this up and actually get on with our lives, get to the episode. But the other thing that Raquel did was she came back after the reunion and did like I wasn't honest about this and I can't live with myself. I need to just say it because it needs to be behind me now.
That's what I'm saying with the honesty thing.
This is, I don't know how, I never in a million years dreamed we would get to the point where I would have believed that Raquel Leviss actually showed, like, it's not, I don't want to say I guess respectable, it might be, but it's like what she did was so disgusting and but like the way that like, and I couldn't tell like, God, you're so dumb. You didn't have to say any of that. Nobody would have ever known that. But like, maybe they would have, and maybe she didn't want to deal with it. Maybe she knew that her mental health couldn't stand, like how I always said, like Ciara would never be involved in any kind of a thing because Ciara's not a person that could lay her head down at night and wonder like, is somebody going to say something about that tomorrow? Like, is somebody going to crack on that? Like, and that's the worst of it. I think Ciara just has plain dignity, you know. I think that, but like that would be something really hard to live with. And I thought, wow, Raquel really did it right. She really decided like, I want this to be done and over with. Now, granted, then she came back the next year and tried to do a podcast and talk about it and bank off of it for however long. But I'm sure that somebody gave her that idea and she probably knew she wasn't getting any other offers and probably money's on the table and whatever. So I'm not trying to excuse her for that, but like, I imagine that could have been a component. Yeah.
If you even can tag at that.
But yeah, everybody, maybe Raquel is the one to look to if you ever find yourself in this position, is just sit there and take it and say, I'm sorry. And just sit there and take it and let them say the most horrible things to you ever, because you're not getting any, Amanda's not getting any, she's only digging herself in further.
Yeah. And remember how like after this, like I think Raquel went to a mental health facility or something like that. I don't remember all the details of it. I just mean, it wasn't so publicly parading around and doing the stuff that we're kind of having this violent reaction towards.
Yeah.
They didn't stay together either. So there's
I remember. So what I think that they're also trying to do is what Sandoval was trying to do. Sandoval, I think, got the same advice. You need to stay with this girl now. You guys need to come back next season and be a couple and just power through it. And by the end of it, everybody will go, well, I guess it's real love. And so that's where I think that Wes got the idea that like, we need to just like, but then Raquel was not a participating player. Like she was like, she didn't want anything to do with any of it. And that's another thing, like good on her. Like she really didn't need, like in that moment, she had no one in the world besides her parents and Tom Sandoval. And she's like, I don't need a friend. Like, that's wild.
I couldn't imagine a world in which these last few weeks that we've been experiencing this, and present day included, that West would be out on Amanda that soon. Because I think, you know how you had said, I think he's one of those guys when they were having the conversation of like, oh, what porn are you into or whatever. And his was like way more out there or alluded to it being really out there. And you said, oh, I think he's one of those guys that is into kinky stuff and like, it's almost like his dopamine receptors are like so dead in from so much online content that God knows what he's looking up to get off on. And I think that this kind of risque, taboo behavior, I think he really gets off on it.
So do I.
And I think that heightens their sex. I think they're probably having really good sex. I think he's very into this whole thing. That doesn't mean he's into her.
Yeah.
I think he's into the chaotic firestorm of it all.
I mean, they're walking out and there's a million paps waiting for them now. Like nobody was waiting for Wes Wilson outside of a bar before. Like you might get a TMZ guy that just happened to be there and then would wrangle him over, and ask him
hey, are you going to get back with Ciara?
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
But now,
yeah. So I was thinking like, how does this end? Because I do think all it's going to take is like a simmering down of like, just like people stop paying attention to it. Yeah. But like the way that this is going to roll out is that I can't remember what this exact dates are, but they're going to, In the City is going to start before the reunion shows. In the City will come out at least 1 week
before the reunion.
Yeah. If not 2.
Airs the night after the last episode of Summer House.
So yeah.
Meaning the reunion.
So that, okay.
The finale episode.
Yeah, the finale episode, and then they're gonna do the crossover. They're gonna do the same thing, I think, what they did with Vanderpump. Yeah.
Don't you think there's some part of West that also did this because he's like, oh hey, Ciara, you thought you were gonna mad dog me. You thought you were gonna punish me. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Like I think there was some weird revenge. Thing in him doing this with. Amanda.
Ever since that, I know I wasn't here last week, and I know that was like a crazy episode for me not to be here. I don't think I saw that coming because I didn't even watch it until after the fact. But when I heard him say the things about, how like when people like you open your phone and people are saying all these wild things, like your instinct is just to hate the person that like is the reason that this is or like is the person that they're comparing you to or that you're being put up against or whatever. And I just remember hearing him say that and being like, no, that isn't my instinct.
No.
To hate the person that like I'm getting in trouble for. Like he really hated her. Like he really hated her.
Competitive streak to Wes, and he tries to paint over it like, no, I'm the funny guy. I'm everybody's friend. And it's like, no. You're real happy that you beat Jesse and now Jesse can't hook up with Ciara. You're real happy that you got Kyle's wife. You're real happy that you got to cause a little bit of pain to Ciara because you think she caused you some pain.
Yeah.
Like there's to me some that I don't know. That's kind of dark.
No, it absolutely is. Okay. So the only other things, and these will take 2 seconds. These were the things before we had audio leaks that I was like, well, here's something, who knows? So just some of the word that's on, that people are posting about like what they're hearing about in the city and Summer House. According to my sources, Summer House is in for a shakeup. Amanda, Lindsay, and Kyle will make cameos for season 11, but will stay full-time in the city. Ben and Levi are out. Influencers Lux Noir London, Kenya Scott. Oh, Lux Noir London is one person. Kenya Scott and Sophia Franklin are rumored to join the cast. I don't know. The only person I know who that is Sophia Franklin. That's a odd choice, but I
don't know who any of those people are.
She was Alex Cooper's partner before they split.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's the girl that has the tell-all about how Alex and Dave Portnoy left her in the dust, and even though they have opposite stories, but like that's who that is. Okay. Next is Jesse did finally throw Wes some shade just by simply saying, like in a Entertainment Tonight interview, he just the sentence of like, I'm not really here for people who fuck around with people's ex-wives and exes and
he like. I thought he did also like say a decent amount on Watch What Happens Live.
He did. I just like this was very specific. I'm not really like because the other one I just felt like he was kind of like
he didn't say shit on Watch What Happens Live.
He's kind of dancing around.
Fought him because of it. Andy almost kicked him off the show.
Oh, okay.
Like literally.
I just don't ever expect anyone to like come out and unless you're like fully like Mia. Obviously, Mia's gonna have. So like, I thought he said enough that I was like, okay, like yeah,
I
you're
love that
annoyed.
he talked to Paige about it. I love that Paige called him and was like, here's what you need to do.
Yeah, and
he just took it. Jesse has one brain cell, so and he's perfectly nice, you know, and that's what he's working with, and so. I did think it was funny that he called in the big dog. Just somebody else's take that I think saw more stuff was Wes came in hot. He was pretty confident when speaking about the timeline of him and Amanda's relationship, which still isn't defined. Wes did more talking than Amanda. The most emotional we saw him was when he was going back and forth with Ciara. Wes didn't seem too confident when their timeline was exposed and the other women were spoken about Andy seemed pretty annoyed with them. Amanda was really cold about Kyle. She couldn't answer questions, like she was stuck. The rest of the cast was defending Ciara and Kyle. It was just a lot, like the air was sucked out of the studio. That was just someone's take on the reunion in general. There's another photo of Mia out, and she wore a Yankees thing as her walk-in, knowing full well she'd be photographed, so everyone thinks that was her being like, "Oh, how do you like that Yankees game? I saw you guys at the Yankees game."
Love that about you, Mia.
Yeah, and then the other thing I mentioned earlier, according to Bravo and Cocktails, the fan who allegedly helped Bravo with the Summer House reunion audio leak is Oscar winner Jennifer Lawrence. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that
hasn't been confirmed, but I said, Cooke wouldn't talk about it because she's like, I don't know.
It seems like a real reach. But I also didn't think Amanda and Wes were. Oh, and that was another thing in the audio that Kyle said, where he was like, I did not believe this.
Yeah.
At all. And I was like, yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Cooke.
Yeah. I just am looking at a photo of Ciara at the Girl Scouts Gala. Oh. That's cute. Did you hear about the McBees?
Yes.
McBee.
Which I do believe, because I think he got it from his daddy. I think his dad does stuff like that and learned behavior.
So what did happen? Like,
he just has a new girlfriend, and I guess he was just like berating her over text message, saying really gnarly stuff. And she was like, okay, well, I'm just going to tell people about this.
But I thought the whole thing was that people were telling him that she's cheating on you at Stagecoach.
He accused her of cheating at Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Which I don't know anything about, like if she did or not. But also I think he said some nar stuff to her.
Okay.
And the only reason I believe, and maybe I shouldn't, is just I've heard things about his dad that are
absolutely. I don't put it past any of them. But I thought this whole thing started was because people were sending him, like, he had to leave Stagecoach early for something. She stayed, and then there's like videos of her like kissing or dancing with like some other dude, and like multiple people were sending it to him, and he's like, "What the f-?" and then reacted in a way that was unbecoming. And then Kyle chimes in. Did you see that?
No.
Kyle chimed in on McBee, and he said, "Sorry, brother, being in the public eye ain't easy, and sometimes our reactions are justified, but our emotions take over. Don't beat yourself up. Onwards and upwards." And Steve wrote back, "Kyle, thank you, brother. Just out here doing my part to take eyes off of your situation." And then isn't Kala his girlfriend from the prior seasons? Mm-hmm. And then somebody just highlighted that Kala has entered the chat.
I'm sure she has.
She's liking McBee's stuff, and she's probably like, "Hey, I'm single. I'm still available." Guys, so we were just doing the comment consensus tonight, and we did it on a different take. And you'll never guess, but the video didn't film of that. So I have the audio, but no video. So I'm just going to put this in here, and it's going to be like just the audio of the comments, 3 or 4 minutes. And that's it. Okay. Sorry. Thanks. Love you. Bye. Let's just go through the vibe check of the comments from last Westside Scamandal. The viewers are saying that they don't believe the timeline, and they think Amanda and Wes were already together much earlier than they've admitted. That is from Zuania Rodriguez, Ningy Ding, Leslie Leanne, and Maimona and Narni. The next one is viewers say that the friendship betrayal matters more than the romance. And that is Many Adventures of Ashley, Build Indy, and Anne Wan E.
Totally agree, by the way.
Yeah. West's reputation keeps sliding, just continues to take like heavy credibility hits. And that is from E. Howell, Sam, Oriel Thompson, and Marisol P. And the next one is viewers increasingly question Amanda's identity and motivation. And that is Dana, Return of Chocolate Jesus, Nettie, and Mish Cathley. One commenter framed it as, does she even know who she is without a man?
I do not think so.
Yeah. At this point, I think she'd not like to find out because... thus far is no good. The next one is some viewers think multiple cast members knew about the relationship, and that was Ningy Ding and JW Francesca. Evidence cited Jesse asking Wes permission to kiss Ciara, Kyle not receiving the same courtesy, background reactions during scenes. One viewer wrote Jesse knew and was giggling about it all summer. I don't know.
I don't think Jesse knew.
Like I
feel
feel like
they were together all summer.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, together. Just to clarify, I don't think that they were together all summer. Like that can't be a thing, you know. But I think that things had happened right before they went into the house, and whether they snuck some smooches here and there, behind the cameras, I don't know, but like it's just so clear to me that like they had a moment and were building on that moment all summer long. That's what I think. Strong continued support for Ciara. That's Pretty Bug and Hillary Winslow. Funniest comments are the relationship lifespan prediction. That was Aaron Duffy. This couple will not last as long as a pair of socks. The funniest comments were from Aaron Duffy, E. Howell, Professional Curious Person, Nishless Boomer, and Miss Kitty Mom. And then the wildest comment was from Ningy Ding. It was her theory that Amanda and Wes were secretly together for 7 months while actively using Kyle and Ciara and Ben as distractions. The robot said that's full conspiracy timeline corkboard mode. And that is all she wrote for Westside Scamandal for this week. It was supposed to be 30 minutes.
You're right. I never believed that. Okay. We'll be right back with the app.
You'll get this as soon as it's cut, and then we're going to get into the episode. And then obviously that can't come out until Wednesday morning. Possibly we could get part of it out on Wednesday night, but I don't know. No promises. It just all depends. No, I probably can't because we have to shoot The Valley at some point. Is anyone still watching The Valley? The Valley's not great this year. Right?
No, it's not. We need to bring Jax back.
No, how dare you? I can't believe that. That's like saying, what could you not say Bloody Mary 3 times or she'd appear in the mirror?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say anything about.
Great. Love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.